Ubisoft is finally talking about the post-launch for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Want to know what's coming post-launch? Stay tuned, April 30th. The journey continues. Interesting choice of words. Let's look at the video, and then I will of course share my thoughts, what we can expect, and way more.
Greetings, Assassins. My name is Dan, community developer on Assassin's Creed Shadows. The game launched about a month ago, and it's been thrilling to see millions of you enjoying the game. Launch is only the beginning. Now it's time to turn our eyes towards the future and review a little more about our post-launch plans. But not just yet. Mark your calendars, as we will reveal more next week.
Yeah.
It's not ready.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, this is the big tease they have.
It's not
Side ejects, awesome. Looking pretty smooth already.
ready. It's not ready.
Of course, this was one of the feedback points, or like one of the things they got as feedback after the previews in January. So they've been working on it for quite some time, and yeah, that's just awesome to see that they are implementing this, and we will likely get a roadmap or whatever for when we can expect this. But overall, he does say like a little bit.
Turn our eyes towards the future and review a little more about our post.
A little more. To be fair, you guys have not said a lot yet. So let's temper our expectations. I think that is, for one, good. But still, they are saying, yo, April 30th, so next Wednesday is when they will reveal more. I am expecting a roadmap. Like this is what we had for Origins before release. Very, very clear. Yo, the first DLC is dropping in January. The second DLC in March. Now, obviously, Odyssey would be announced like a few months after the Curse of the Pharaoh, so they had to have this tight deadline. But it was kind of cool to know, okay, there is something happening almost every month, with of course some free, like the Trial of the Gods was of course every week. The Horde mode also then was like an update, I think in January around that time. So of course, it only got bigger and bigger. With Odyssey, they went even crazier. They, of course, split the DLCs into 3 pieces. So yeah, basically, I am expecting and kind of hoping for something like this for Shadows. Although with them saying just a little bit, they might just look at May. Okay, what can we expect in May? And yeah, I don't think we will get an update next week, but likely the week after. So I think they will likely say, yo, this is what you can expect in the coming weeks. Next week there will be an update with this, and this. And then Claws of Awaji, of course, the first DLC. Like, we already have the trailer for it, of course. And yeah, I am still expecting this to launch in May. Like, I think later would be certainly possible, but I think it's closer than we think. And with them, like, once again, going back to that tweet, the journey continues. Like, that is, of course, the new sort of approach they're taking, where, or maybe not really new, of course, we saw that for Origins as well. The Hidden Ones also took place after the ending. But Odyssey's first DLC could, of course, for example, be done before finishing the family story arc. So, we know that it will be different for Shadows. Like, they're continuing the story. We actually... I should not say that, but there is, in the ending of Shadows, a tease, and yeah, towards this island, basically. So you kind of know, okay, that's probably where we're going, to keep it as vague as possible. But yeah, I think that's exciting. On one end, it does feel like, okay, do I now need to play DLCs to get a complete story, which is the case. But on the other hand, it does mean that hopefully now Yasuke can actually grow. We will have bigger moments, because in Valhalla that just did not really happen, because they had to make sure that if you reached England, did one story arc, you could already go to Ireland for the Wrath of the Druids, or already go to France for the Siege of Paris. So anything that happened during that DLC could not intervene with the main story, because what if you would go to that DLC way earlier? And I don't think that really worked. Like, the people that play the DLC are people that are really excited about future content, and they probably finished the main story already. And if they want to keep the ball rolling, I do think having it in May, maybe at the end of May, is perfect. But we will have to wait and see, of course. Otherwise, it will be likely end of June, if I had to guess. If we're kind of looking at the timeline for these updates, that it will likely be lining up every 4 weeks or so. But I'm mostly also curious about what are they going to do? What did they learn? What are they going to implement in terms of weekly stuff? Because again, if we go back to the Odyssey post-launch here, they had the weekly mercenaries, right? Every day we could like do a daily mission, weekly mission. They had the Lost Tales of Greece in between. So basically, and if you notice, if you were playing Odyssey post-launch, every week, almost every week, there was something exciting to look forward to. Because the update would launch, they would hold back some of the content, and then, yeah, Argus, like the mythical creature they already tease here, would suddenly be, or I think this is not Argus, it's Saros, or I forget the names, but you get what I mean, right? So that was pretty exciting that every week there was something cool to experience in the game. And yeah, it's the same team, so I would be shocked if they don't do something like that for Shadows. So, also for Valhalla, of course, we also had an idea for when these DLCs would launch. But yeah, with them saying a little bit, for all the previous ones, they didn't have a season pass. They had to sell the season pass already to people, or had them pushed to buy the Gold Edition, Ultimate Edition. So then, talking about the second DLC that is part of those editions makes sense. That's not the case with Shadows. So I really think we will get this is May, and then maybe the next update in June or whatever will be like this. But I think it will like show maybe 6 weeks in advance, and hopefully that already includes more quality of life things. So I'm not expecting things like New Game Plus already. I do think that needs a bit more time. Also the HUD during cutscenes, I don't think they will do that yet. So I think those are like further away if I had to guess. But I do think they will talk maybe about the toggle for these effects during abilities and assassinations. I can see them add a stat page already, for sure. And another thing they think they might touch on are new projects. Because you could, if you started and did all the weekly missions, already finish one of the projects. There are, of course, 2. But we do kind of know that at one point they want to like advance the modern day story also through these projects, and yeah, just probably add new armor sets and stuff. I would be kind of shocked if they are not talking about at least one new project that they might launch. And of course, if you did not complete the other projects yet, you can always go back and do them later. So they will of course stay in the game, they're not time limited. But yeah, this is like a big post-launch feature, like kind of the only post-launch thing that we got going now, doing these anomalies every week. So I would be shocked if they don't talk about a new one or how this like kind of advances. And hopefully there's more, because right now there is sure a modern day, but they have been teasing, yo, with the enemies up post-launch, it will advance. Okay, tell us how, and will it be more exciting than some data fragments, right? Of course, we'll be probably live reacting to it, I think. Just subscribe to this, check the main channel as well. We'll do a more in-depth video as well, talking about some other things too. So stay tuned for that. Of course, let me know what you hope to see, and I will speak to you very soon. Goodbye.